Welcome to the Power Panel Podcast Reflections. I am your host, Ambassador Rachel Omamo. On this fourth edition of the Power Panel Podcast Reflections, we look at power mantras, those philosophies and ideas about power that our guests have narrated very eloquently during this season. Listen, reflect, and tell us how you think African women lead. Otilia Anna Maunganitse.
First, before I go to power, if you'll allow me, leadership, I always, not often, always say that we grow by building. For me, it says you are only a leader if you're able to uplift not only the people you care about, but your society. And what that means is you're not in this just for yourself, so to speak. And so why does this connect to power? Because for me, power means knowing that. It means recognizing that you're only in a position of power, in a position of leadership, quite frankly, because others permit you to be in that position, right? And so you need then to be able to actively invest what you have gained from your journey, from where you are in life, to be able to reinvest that. Because one thing that happens with not just leaders, but all of us, is our time comes. Now, if all you did was just for yourself and about yourself, once you leave, you are gone. There is no legacy that is left behind. And very much for me, the thing that makes you a powerful individual is the legacy that remains when you are not there. And I'm not just talking about when you pass away, right? I'm also talking about the legacy that is spoken about in rooms where you are not there. How people recognize your contribution, your power, and your leadership matters more, not where you are present, but it matters more where you are absent.
Caroline Kimutai.
My power mantra is use power as a source of light and for good. Use it not for selfish reasons, but to empower people around you. So if I have the power to assist somebody, I will actually go out of my way to assist. Not because I expect something from you, but because I think it's the right thing to do.
Rachel Akidi Okwir.
Power and leadership, what does that mean to me? So I think, to me, it's empathy. It's always doing the right thing. Sometimes the right thing is the hardest thing to do, but you must do the right thing. It's always striving for excellence. And by that, I mean doing your best and being consistent in doing your best. And then challenging yourself to get out of your comfort zone. It doesn't matter which industry you're in, whether you're a journalist, whether you're a banker, monitor the trends in your industry and be on top of them. And then the most important is be authentic and be confident in who you are. And then remain humble, because remember, your reputation, precedes you. And I think this has been even more important for me after I left an institution after many years. And in my consulting world, I've learned that your reputation precedes you. So do your best wherever you're placed.
Nadia Abdallah.
Power and leadership are two lethal elements. I'll say that. If one does not work on themselves and really identify what is it about power they like and what is it about leadership they like, they will find themselves drowning in so much power, thinking that is being a leader. Yet being a leader is knowing how to balance and harness the power that comes to you without even asking for it. So my mantra always is to stay grounded, and be aware when you are being drawn into power at a pace that you have no control of. And that's why every time I talk about leadership to young people, I tell them, first step is to identify what is it about leadership that draws you in. From there, that will help you ground yourself towards the next level.
Faith Odhiambo.
It is hustle, grit, and grind. Hustle is always look for opportunities wherever you can. Being a lady lawyer, I think the challenges I faced is learning to look for business and do the business and run the law firm at the same time. And so how to be, not to be seen as a flower girl at the table, but also be seen as a leader and also somebody who is looking for work. You've come to aggressively look for work for your firm. And at any given time, how do you continuously look out? Just don't be comfortable at any particular space and say, now I feel I bought a car, wow, that's okay, I bought this, and now we're okay. How do you continuously strive to push yourself? Grit is that tenacity that you should have at any given space and any given time. I love the kind of mentors I have because they are senior to me and they have achieved in the different areas of life. And so I keep them in my life not only to hold me accountable, but also there are odds that I keep looking at and saying that I'm not comfortable at this area because look at what they're doing, look at the doors they're breaking. One of my mentors says, never have a cupcake mentality. There's always room at the top. If you hustle, you fight at the bottom, you will feel that it's a cupcake because there are too many striving. But if you raise higher, you'll find that at the top there's so much cake to eat that you cannot feel it. So make sure you rise up to that level, but at the same time rise with others. And grind is every day do the best that you can wherever you can. Sometimes life feels like you're just regurgitating through the rigors of life, but the opportunities will eventually come.
Lorna Omondi Ogola.
My biggest mantra is dream the wildest dreams, then get up and do. Cry if you must, fall if you must, walk if you must, crawl if you must, but keep moving. Keep moving.
Wanjiro Koinange.
I think leadership is about listening and hearing what's being said and what's not being said. And I have so many answers for this question. I want to try and give you one. But leadership and power for me is about paying attention and listening. The mantra that I'm coming to a lot more now is not to waste a crisis. And I think in my life that's been true. The crisis of my father's passing led me to my writing. The crisis of coming back home and not knowing, okay, I've come back home, I've been in SA for all of these years, I've been writing this book. Am I going to get it published or am I going to do something else? That really steered me back to my love and passion for libraries. And recently, the crisis of the current financial landscape has forced us to really look at this organization and be like, how can we make sure we're here for as long as the Macmillan has been here? 94 years it's been standing there. So how can we build Book Bump to last? So I think when everything feels like it's going downhill, that's a good excuse to regenerate, to refocus, to try and do everything, because you have a good excuse. You can blame the powers that be. So don't waste a good crisis, because it's giving you a moment to pause and an excuse to pause. And I think for someone like me who's always doing too much, I take them now. I'm just like, oh great, we can change course and we can re-strategize. So that would be my mantra. Don't waste a crisis.
Tatu Gatere.
I would say that it is about you. I think especially as women, we want to sometimes put others forward. But leadership is about you. It's about your grounding and your strength. And then when you look across your community, it's about each one of us together. Collective action, but each of us holding accountability for our power, our magnificence, and our responsibilities. So it's you, and then it's all of us together.
Leave your comments below or email us at hello@birdsongafrica.com. We will be delighted to hear from you. Remember to subscribe to the Power Panel podcast. This is the Power Panel Podcast Reflections. Thank you for your company.